Alright, me babbers, and welcome to Talking the Pictures. I am Bristolian Dave, and here is where we talk the pictures, basically. I've got my two fabulous co-hosts with me again. We're going to go with Mr. Feed first.
Good evening, lovely people of CG Europa and movie aficionados as well.
Yeah,
I'm your boy David Feed.
I can't say that word. And we've got, of course, Dark Souls Comics Marinus here.
And, hey everybody, movie lovers and comic lovers at all. How are you doing? Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming. Hope you're going to enjoy the show. It's going to be fun.
There we go. See? Perfect. So we've already got some action in the chat, which is awesome. Let's have a look. We have, of course, Soul Onion.
No!
Oh no!
Oh no! No, you did it.
In the chat.
No.
Behave,
we have myself in the chat, of course. Myself again. We have Mr. Feed in the chat. We have Genuine Comics. He'll be back in 15 minutes.
Hey, man.
And his name's Dave as well, apparently, which there's too many Daves now. We got David Fee, we got Sterling Dave, now we got Genuine Comics, who's Dave as well.
You can call me Feed if you want.
We're late already. We're 1 minute late. We're having a good chat, all right? Good chat behind the scenes.
Oh, come on.
Member of CG UK. Nice to have you with us. We got Mr. Red Dress himself, Sugar Chris.
Mr. Sugar Chris, welcome, man.
He's here.
Hail.
Welcome.
We got Rory. What is up, Rory? Nice to have you with us, mate. And so Wind Reap Storm. Well, I've started it, and I apologize. So you're good. You know you are. All right. So that's cool. We got a lot of people in the chat. So what we're talking about today? So today we're talking remakes. Now, it's a bit of a dodgy subject, remakes, because a lot of the time it ends up a load of shit. So we're going to talk about movies that should not have been made, so should not have been remade. We're also going to talk about ones which we think could do with a remake. So if you guys got any suggestions as we're going through them, hit it up in the chat. And yeah, we shall crack on with this. Should I go with the first pick, or do one of you want to go with one?
No, you know, just go ahead.
Okay. I was just thinking, is there any, also in your research, did you find any remake that was like better than the original? Like, does that exist? Is there like a movie out there that the remake was better?
I don't know, actually.
That's like a question for the chat.
That's yeah.
Let's leave it to the chat.
Staying up to show love to good friends. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, mate. Got so many examples for remakes that should not have been remade. Yeah. Not a fan of remakes. Usually they tend to not be as good as the originals. Yeah, that's what we're saying. I'm scared the day they try to remake Back to the Future. If they remake Back to the Future, I'm gonna be so annoyed. That movie was so good. The whole trilogy is fantastic. I love it. And a bit of love sharing in the chat. We like that. Scarface. That's a point. Yeah, because Al Pacino's Scarface was a remake of the previous Scarface. So there's one actually.
Okay. Yeah, Scarface was pretty good. That's true.
Michael, he's off on Disney already. Disney's remakes are mostly duds, but I think the Jungle Book remake works. Shere Khan having an actual reason to hate humans is better than just a bias. Yeah. The Departed. Yeah. I thought The Departed was a good film. Is it Infernal Affairs? I think was what it was based off. I think someone correct me if I'm wrong. But we'll look at my first one. So I've realized I have a typo on this. I put movies remake that shouldn't have been made. It should be movies remake. But yeah, by Bristolian Dave. I like my PowerPoints, you see.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know we had to be that much prepared. My goodness.
No. I just like to impress. That's all.
Noted for next week.
It's all right. So got The Wicker Man. So this is the Nicolas Cage one. Now this is the first lot we're doing remakes that should not have been made. All right. Now, as much as I enjoy this for the hilarity that Nicolas Cage brings to it, I don't know why they remade this film. I don't know why they remade the original Wicker Man and gave us this. I can't put my nose on it really.
Do you feel that, so for example, the scene with the bees, it feels like they told him this is going to look amazing, it's going to look super creepy, like the bees are gonna go inside your eyes, we're gonna make like CG of the bees like poking your eyes out, and then he was just acting that, thinking that that's what we were gonna see in the end, and then at the end we just saw, what we saw, and it looks ridiculous, where he's like shaking his head,
Yeah.
and there's just like a bunch of innocent little bees flying about, but he said like, oh no, my eyes, not the eyes, like if you were being, like someone was poking his eyes out. So it feels to me like the people that told him that what the special effects were gonna be like this awesome thing, and I don't know, maybe that's the reason why he was overreacting.
It could be, but then I suppose if you watch a load of his other movies, he is quite a dramatic overactor for a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
that's true. Yes,
but yeah, I feel like maybe the CGI guy sort of fucked him over a little bit there. They could have at least like done a bit more with the bees, like actually had him, I don't know, actually stinging him rather than just sort of not the bees. Yep.
Not the bees. Oh no, my eyes.
That's all anyone remembers, I think, of that film.
Yeah.
Very recent remake I saw is the new Wrong Turn. Anyone else seen that? The original had hot main actors, and everyone in the new one has a "See you next Tuesday" face.
Yeah.
Sign of the time. Yeah, I guess so.
I have heard it's not very good. I know over here, I think Signature Entertainment put it out. I've heard it's quite shite compared to the first, so I'll probably watch it, knowing me. But yeah, so The Wicker Man, that was my first pick. I found it hard to narrow it down on ones that really shouldn't have been made. Because I could have put loads in there, but I was trying to think of ones that were more obvious.
The remakes is only, it's not for, let's make something cool or different. It's more like, hey, let's take a popular franchise and make money of it.
Yeah,
that's the whole reason. I mean, of course, there are probably producers and actors or producers and directors who really want to enhance what was once were, like TV series or movies. But mostly people this is just cash grabs. This when it comes to Wicker Man, I'm not sure what they try to recapture.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not even like I said, the Wicker Man, the original one, was fun. But is it a blockbuster movie? No, not in my opinion. I mean, it was a cool horror movie, but yeah.
Yeah, it was more similar to closer to a cult classic than it is like a blockbuster, in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then this was just
Well, maybe they thought they were gonna make a quick buck by like putting a little bit of money and putting Nicolas Cage, thinking, yeah, whatever. It's Nicolas Cage, people will see it, and
Probably,
there's some nostalgia value with it.
I think at the time he was doing quite a few big movies. I think at the time he was like that was a point where he was getting like these big starring roles.
Yeah, he made some bad decisions then. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now he'll do anything you give him 50 quid for.
Yeah.
I got. Yeah. Go ahead. No, just go ahead.
All right. Do you think was this the movie where his infamy as an overacting actor, so to speak, began? Do you think that maybe before this he was just like a regular dude, and then he overacted in this one, and he became famous for that, and people were like expecting that out of him after this movie?
I think it definitely has an impact on it. I know if you look back to like some of his older films, he did play like the crazy guy quite a lot in movies. But yeah, I think this definitely had an impact on having that stigma attached to him.
Yeah.
We got Hex Allen in the chat.
Hey, Hex.
It is bad. I gave it a chance until the middle, and suddenly the main girl turns into a Super Mary Sue, legless seer without any bow or combat training, and it stops being fun. Oh, that's about Wrong Turn. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Hacks, Rory again. Hey, Dave, doesn't Nicolas Cage have a house your way in Bath, I believe? I think he does. I think he does. It's only a few miles away. There's quite a few people that live in the area, like Bath and Bristol and the surrounding areas. We get quite a few. It's a nice place when there aren't riots and police vans being burnt and stuff like the other night.
Yeah, what the hell happened the other night? I saw you on
Oh,
Twitter. People, were asking if you're okay. You were okay.
yeah. Sorry, it was a couple miles from the house, so I was fine. It was just there was riots going on because they're trying to put through this new bill, this reform bill that basically limits certain aspects of protesting, and obviously all the people that like protesting as a full-time occupation came out, and we got our own Antifa type people here now, which is great. Yeah, just there's a whole thing. I just try and ignore them, but all it does the opposite for them. It just pushed the bill through, and now.
Yes, exactly.
What have we got on here next? Then so yes, Nightmare on Elm Street. Now this is the remake. Personally, because I love the original Nightmare on Elm Street movies,
Yes.
this didn't need to be made. This was, like you say, like most remakes, a simple cash grab. It was nowhere near as good as the originals. To be honest, I did enjoy it. I watched it and I did enjoy it, but it's nothing on the originals or even the new Nightmare that came just after.
Didn't they change the origin of?
Yeah,
of,
I'm trying to remember.
I believe they changed his origin somewhat for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the reason was, but the origin of Freddy was way different. But
Yeah,
I can't remember.
in the originals, he was it wasn't said he was, but he was accused of being a paedophile, and
That wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
inside his house. So I think they did stray away from that because it's like a sensitive subject.
Mhm.
I don't know what they changed it to. It's been a while since I watched it. But yeah, it's not that it's a bad movie. It's an all right movie. It's just like it was a pure cash grab to try and bring back that Freddy.
You think you were banking on the actor? I think it was the guy from the play Rorschach on Watchmen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he did such an amazing job on that movie, and it feels like they were banking on him really pushing this movie forward with his acting or whatever.
The chat agrees with you, Rorschach.
David Feed agrees with me. Awesome.
Yeah, no, he did. He was a good Freddy, but the problem is when you're going up against someone like Robert Englund and playing Freddy Krueger, you're not going to find anyone else that comes close to him. Like he made that character. Without him in it, the character wasn't the same. It didn't have that sarcastic comedy about it either, like the way he would torture his victims in their sleep and make fun of them, and just everything about it. It didn't quite have that.
No. Exactly. Freddy played with his victims, a lot. He likes the game. He likes and like you said, torture them and then, cut them up in any shape or form. He was very good at what he did. And I love also the facial expressions that Freddy did. You barely see his face in this movie. So yeah, it was a dud.
Yeah.
And the guy, also the actor, has a pretty distinct face. Like you would expect him to really show his rather special looking face. No?
Yeah. I can't believe this was 10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago this was released.
You are getting old, man.
Yeah, me neither. I just saw the 10 there. I was like, damn, we're getting old.
No, it looks like everyone agrees that like the guy who played Freddy was decent. It's just the movie itself wasn't what it should have been.
Speaking of getting old, how about this remake?
Oh, let me take that one off and add that in.
Can you see it?
There, yeah, got it up.
Okay.
You know who this is?
Charlie's Angels?
Yep.
Oh.
So this is the remake.
No.
Yeah. Because female power and men should look out. And Yeah, we are lesbians, and we don't have fighting skills, but we can overpower a strong man. Yay, patriarchy.
Yeah. I recently bought it. I haven't watched it yet.
Why did you buy it?
I like Kristen
What?
Stewart, man. I like her. Like I know a lot of people say she can't act and she got the fake, but she, like, I like her. She's decent, man. But
Well, I'm not saying she's
She's
a bad
hot.
actress. It's just not.
I'll give her that.
I saw her in the horror movie that On the Water. Is that the name of the horror movie that she played? An aquatic horror movie with creatures on the bottom of the sea. I believe it was On the Water or something like that.
Ah, yeah.
I think
How was
so.
it?
I don't think I've seen it.
I think it was pretty decent. It was not the best, but I think it was pretty decent. But I brought this up because, well, I grew up with these very fine girls, and I always had a crush of them. So it's.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean,
Okay.
I just look at it, and do I remember the story? No, I saw a free-heart woman, taking on bad guys, and there's the guy behind a counter that you never saw that speaks to them through some kind of microphone-esque communicator. And there are some shenanigans with these, and these are, I don't even know if they are detectives or I don't know. They were detectives or some I don't know who they were, but I forgot. But we have Farrah Fawcett and these other beautiful women here. I believe this is Tanya Roberts, this one here, but I'm not totally sure.
Yeah.
And then we have a remake, but it gave the wrong message. It doesn't do it for me at all.
So it's all the thing of a woman or powerful woman don't need men. Women are better than
Exactly.
men. All that kind of shite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can look forward to watching that then. Apparently.
I think even the older ones were a little bit better. The one with Cameron Diaz and
I like that.
Lucy, what's her name? Lucy Law or something like that.
Yeah. Is it Drew Barrymore?
Drew Barrymore, yeah.
Yeah. I really like those ones myself. I got them on Blu-ray. I got everything on Blu-ray. And yeah, Soul says, of course I've got it next to my Mariah Carey Christmas DVD. All right, and yeah, Underwater is good. Bird Scribe says. Didn't see this remake. Not interested. No.
Yeah, me neither.
And we got Michael
Birds.
House. Yeah, no, I don't know why I bought it. I bought it because I think it was like 3 for £18. So I was trying to find another one to go with it, and I couldn't find anything. So I bought.
Well, you have good
stuff
topics to
to
talk about.
update.
Yeah.
That's a sneak peek to one of our future videos, guys. Subject to
Really.
and yeah, I don't. Now I'm not gonna. I wasn't gonna enjoy it anyway. Maybe I'll watch it on mute just for Kristen Stewart. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Just to torture yourself.
Oh,
Robocop
Terrible.
remake looked like trash. I stayed away.
that one was actually pretty decent. Also,
Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed the Robocop remake.
me too.
I liked it.
Really?
Yes, I liked it. Actually,
Come on, man.
it doesn't compare to the other one, but like on its own, like its own thing, it was actually pretty decent.
Nah. No, you can't. No. Listen, I'm a big fan of the original. I love everything they made. I love Paul Verhoeven. I love the balls to the walls action and gore and that raw humor and I don't know. Everything clicked with RoboCop. Everything was great. I could watch that movie over and over and over again and still enjoy it to this day. It was a perfect movie. And then I saw the remake. It was like they neutered the actor. I don't know. It wasn't a RoboCop movie. It just felt some kind of cyborg movie that wants to be edgy or something. But they didn't go for the R-rated stuff that RoboCop has. The new, the whole 80s, 90s, grittiness, if that's how you call it. Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been an R-rated.
Yeah. I mean, how can you make a RoboCop movie remake without being an R-rated movie? I mean, there were scenes in the first RoboCop when the guy had, was melting away because he got some stuff on it. It was so gruesome. It was so cool. Put it away, man. It gives me nightmares.
I honest to God like it. I like the suit, and
Yeah,
there is one scene in that movie that really sold it to me.
and that was.
When he's like the first time we see him in his suit, and he realizes what's going on, and he's waking up, right? Like he's in the middle of a dream, like like he's dreaming that he's dancing, and then he realizes, oh, I had an accident, I'm this robot, what the hell, no? He's coming to the conclusion that he's this robot, rather, or there's not much left of him. And he's like, show it to me. I want to see how much of me is actually still human. And then little by little, the machine parts start to disassemble out of him. That scene is so well done. Also, for the story, whatever the R rating, but the CGI in that scene is so freaking well done. And the actor did a pretty good job of, like you could see in his face the horror of realizing that, oh my God, there's like nothing left of me. I'm just like a lung and a heart connected to a head, and not even the head is complete. Like that scene is so well done that made me, really like the movie. Like, say, there are some beats in here of brilliance, I would say, except for, of course,
Don't get me started.
anyway, I liked it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
sure,
I
of
liked
course.
that movie.
Well, so what's I saying? I had a talk with a friend today about some brands just not working nowadays. I'm also in favor of sending Bruce Wayne into retirement and giving the new generation a proper Batman Beyond movie. I'd love
Yeah.
a Batman Beyond.
Absolutely.
Me too, yeah.
Like that. I think everyone seems to agree with you, Marinus, about the RoboCop movie.
Of course.
Me and Dave are right. Me and Mr. Peter are right, of course. If it stays away from wokeness, a Highlander remake could be excellent. Hear me out. I don't know if I want to, Michael. This is dangerous territory.
Yeah.
Richard Madden, Antonio Banderas, and Jason Momoa as McLeod, Ramirez, and Kirk.
Okay.
Jason Momoa as the Kurgan. That could work.
He'd make a pretty fierce.
Yeah. Richard Madden. I forget who that is. Let me Google that real quick.
Yeah, Rory can't even remember it. He didn't like the film.
I like the film. I mean, I like the whole.
Don't really want that. Pots Van Zant's popping in. All right, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, it could work.
You got a pic of him? Put that up. I'll have a look. When I saw his face on the fine browser, could just slide back and forth. I was out. See, but I kind of like. I don't know. I kind of like.
I like the design of the suit too. Yes.
I feel whatever me and you say right now is just gonna anger this chat.
Come sorry, chat. I'll agree that RoboCop 1 and 2 are like miles better than the remake. Like no questions asked. Those movies were, and I love them, and I could see them day in and day out. But still, I thought that the remake was not that bad for all the hate it gets.
I thought it was all right myself. Obviously not as good as the original, like you said.
No.
Looks like you're sharing something. You want to do one next, do you, Dave? Yeah.
Me, Dave? Yes. Ooh. So this is a movie that hasn't been remade, actually, but I think that this one could be remade in the hands of a proper, horror movie director. I mean, right now, the guy who did this, Paul W.S. Anderson, he's gone on to do all this, Resident Evil, the Monster Hunter, all these like Mila Jovovich films, basically. But way before that, he made this movie, Event Horizon, which is one of the most horrific horror sci-fi in space movies ever.
Probably the best that he ever made. Probably.
I don't know. Has he done something better than this? Honestly,
not that I can remember. So. No.
Me neither. Like the first Resident Evil was pretty decent, but I personally think that Event Horizon is way better. Yeah. And it's also kind of a shame that even though it's R-rated, he got so many restrictions by the studio because it was going to get like an only mature audiences rating or something, and so they had to cut a lot of the stuff from the original movie. Okay. What does he say? Mr. Officer is saying that if I'm out of my mind,
Yeah, hold on. Let's see what.
Oh, he's saying that he's happy that they're leaving Event Horizon alone. Yeah, well, maybe they should. I don't know.
Okay, says,
But I thought of this one because there was a time where they started making movies similar to this one, and some of them were pretty decent. Also, they made this movie called Eden Log, which I didn't see, and then they
What's that?
also made around the same time a movie called Pandorum, which was kind of in the same vibe as Event Horizon. And this one turned out pretty good. This is the one with Dennis Quaid, where they have
oh, I
all
see
this
that.
like,
Yeah, that's really good actually.
yeah, with the
I haven't seen
cannibals
this
on the
one.
ship. And
Okay.
this one is an absolute recommend. And so it seemed that they were going to, like, there was going to be like a resurgence of a horror in space genre, if you like, but it didn't catch on. But still, but when I saw this movie in particular, I thought like, yeah, like maybe we have the technology to make like a really cool Event Horizon, and there are people out there with the balls to make cool stories that are absolutely balls to the walls, blood and gore.
I need to
But
see this. This looks fun. Okay.
it's super cool. Yeah, yeah. It has like
Yeah,
it's like this
it
guy
actually.
wakes up in a ship and it's full of cannibals and it's full of like mutated
Yeah.
Oh,
people and
wait a minute.
mystery.
Is that with the blonde guy with the blue eyes?
Hmm.
It's got Dennis Quaid in it from.
Okay, I know Dennis Quaid. Okay, then I'm confused with another science fiction movie that has the same premise. Pandora.
Chris says.
Is this guy here the
Yeah,
protagonist?
Ben Foster.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes, I saw this. This was pretty good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, that's an interesting choice. Well, let's see if the chat agrees with what you're saying. So there's well, Chris and the sequels he likes he made. You can't think of any remakes. Yeah, it's tough.
I got one.
That's genuine comics. No franchise shall be remade in 2021. Everyone who looks forward to current year remakes, reboots, and sequels of franchises they like has learned nothing from the last 3-4 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
true.
And they're saying no to an Event Horizon.
All right, all right.
It's awesome. Leave it alone, David. You're out of your mind. That's also.
All right. Oh my goodness. I'm angering the chat. Sorry,
Judge
sorry.
Dredd. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Michael. I'm a big Dread lover, if that's how you call it. I love Dread. I've seen it many, many times. One of the best action movies that I saw for the last couple of years. Definitely. Yeah.
That's quite interesting. Pandora is a spiritual sequel to the Event Horizon. You know what? I'm going to stun people now. I've never actually watched the Event Horizon.
What?
I know.
Oh my God.
You're both in sync, perfect now. Just.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. This is what I mean. This is I'm so young. I'm so young.
that's true. That's true.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I tell myself every day.
Yeah.
I'm so young, Marinus, you never get old. No. And then I count my gray hairs between my nose, so no. Yeah.
I've got so much gray hair on my head now. It's horrible. I swear. Rory, yeah, he's absolutely right. The reason why they keep doing remakes and franchises is it brings in the money. Yeah. Part of what made Event Horizon awesome is that they used a lot of props and practical effects. They would make CGI wankery out of it, and that's just the visual aspects. And I love the use of the word wankery. That's a very British word, wanker, and I love the use of it there. Please quit telling me if you want something remade. Just
okay. But Bernd Scribe was saying that Pandorum is like a spiritual sequel to Event Horizon. Something on the vein of this could be made. Not like a remake because they probably fuck it up, but something I don't even know. Give us another Event Horizon, please.
Yeah, it's just whether or not, like, that's the thing. The practical effects for me are much better than CGI effects. I know there's certain things you can't do with practical effects, but it's like, it just... I was going to say it feels more real, but then technically it is because it's an actual thing rather than... I don't know where I'm going with that, so I'm going to leave that.
Well, most of the CGI stuff, you can see that it's CGI, right? Because... it's not, they try to be, realistic or photorealistic when it comes to CGI, but you always can tell what mostly. I mean, I've seen TV series and movies that, this is an actual background, but they, muffled it so like, oh no, whoa, this is actually a green screen. So it can be very convincing, but when it comes to flying scenes, action scenes, or monsters, you can see mostly that it's CGI. I mean, inanimate object you can pretty much get away with CGI, but when it comes to moving parts, you mostly can tell. Mostly, in practical effects, it's more fun to look at. I don't know. It's just feels more authentic. I think that's the word.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. One of the things about the new RoboCop movie, just not to defend it too much, but there is one scene where there's a guy playing a guitar with a robotic hand. This one,
Just for
and
Mariner.
the hand, of course, is CGI. So, it's like a robotic hand. We don't have that technology yet, but the way it interacted with the guitar looked super realistic. And what they did in order to achieve that is that they filmed the actor, but the guitar is also CGI, so it would make sense with interaction with the hand. So I thought, yeah, it's like a good use of so we can do decent stuff with CGI. It's just that sometimes the producers, the executives, they get really hyped on that. So like whatever, we'll fix it later on CGI, and they should try to at least do as much as they can with practical effects, and then just use CGI to correct whatever is like basically impossible or would look better with CGI, what have you, Not just film everything in green pajamas and with green objects, and then whatever, we'll fix it later with the CGI. I think that's kind of a mistake they do often with this technology.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. All right, well, we'll move on from the CGI because that could be a whole show on itself, which might be a show idea in the future. Actually, that's quite good. My next pick for ones that should not have been made. I watched this one a few days ago. I'm regretting it because Flatliners remake. Now, have you guys seen the original Flatliners?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, with Kiefer Sutherland.
Is that the one where they try to die and then come back?
Yeah. So they die and then they get resuscitated within a certain amount of time, so they can experience the afterlife, and then obviously that brings back all this dodgy shit with them from the afterlife. And this was so terrible. This movie, I don't know why it had to be made. It's got Elliot. I think we got to call him now. Elliot Page in it. That guy, I can't remember. Main reason I bought it was for bottom left, Nina Dobrev. I love that girl, and she's amazing. But yeah, this was it was a big pile of shit. The story was terrible. The acting, unfortunately, wasn't good. Just the pacing of the movie was shocking. Just everything about it. And I wasted about £6 on that movie.
So what's like a summary of this movie? Like they die and they bring something back, or like they're crazy, or? Here you go. Because I haven't seen this one and I haven't seen the original, so I wouldn't know.
I'll read the synopsis for you. That'd be the easiest way. 5 medical students obsessed by the mystery of what lies beyond the confines of life embark on a daring and dangerous experiment by stopping their hearts for short periods of time. Each triggers a near-death experience, giving them a first-hand account of the afterlife. But as their experiments become increasingly dangerous, they are each haunted by the sins of their past, brought on by the paranormal consequences of trespassing to the other side. So it's the same basic premise as the original, but they just fucked this one up. I don't know. I think they were just trying to be different or trying to be relevant nowadays, and it just did not work in the slightest, which is a shame.
What do you mean, like relevant? Like does Ellen Page die and then she come back as Elliot Page? What?
No. They were just trying to be of the time, like when you remake something, you have to bring every single thing up to date. You have to be in today's society, if you know what I mean, with all this bollocks. It just wasn't good, man. I don't know. It just shouldn't have been made. It shouldn't have been made. Yeah, the original Flatliners was great. Agreed. Ignored that. You were right to do it, mate. You were right to do it. Send my regards to my what? Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Just saying hi. Cassian Andor and Shadowcat. Yes, that's Cass. Yes, yes, it is. Bristolian Dave before the Flatliners remake could be good. Dave after the remake should have spent £6 at Jason Donner fan. Yeah, you're right. I should have. It was very disappointing. Yes,
Was Julia Roberts in the original? Or am I misremembering actress?
I don't think so. Hold on.
I don't know why.
No, it was.
Mr. Not My Monkey, Not My Circus said, why remake it? The original was good, but hardly a classic.
I
What?
really like the original, to be fair. So yeah, Kiefer Sutherland, yeah, Julia Roberts, Kevin Bacon, William Baldwin, Oliver Platt, Kimberly Scott. See, with a cast like that as well, and then you go to people which are like, well, I wouldn't say they're unknown, but they're not.
Well, I don't recognize any one of their faces. So the only one is Mr. Elliot Page. Is the only one I recognize. The others like.
Yeah. I don't know how that works anymore. Like if they've got like past work where she was Ellen Page back then, but now he's Elliot Page. Do you refer to him as Elliot or do you refer to him as Ellen? Or is that like dead naming? Is that what they call? I don't know. We'll stay away.
I don't know. It's like it's a dark topic.
Yeah. It was a bit of a modern Brat Pack movie, I think. Yeah, that's what I mean. It was just Max Works here. ET Madness. How you doing, bud? Like Young Guns.
Contact them.
There are some odd remakes on this show. We had The Wicker Man earlier. I doubt a lot of people have even seen the original, which I think is probably true because especially the younger generation, don't tend to seek out older movies. They'll just watch what's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And we got
even people from our generation, like I remember like people saying, yeah, Jaws, and like having to make the effort to go back and watch those movies.
I think what the difference was like we had like cable TV, so we would watch things like movies like that would come on like over here anyway, like on ITV, BBC and stuff. You'd have like the classic old movies that come on, and then your parents would put it on TV, and then we'd watch it, and then that's how we sort of got into it. But nowadays you don't. The kids and that are on their tablets or they're on their computers or anything, and there's no sort of movie now. And Flatliners is definitely
Disney
a very
Plus.
different thing. I'm not sure what Flatliners is, but maybe I said that. We'll do so. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to get this one off my screen because this was disgusting. I didn't like that. My next it shouldn't have been made. We talked about this movie, I think, last week.
Oh, God. Yeah.
They fucked it up from the start. The story was terrible. Remake, obviously, of the original Mummy movie, and just. Yeah.
How about? Let me show you something. I want to hear people's opinion because I saw the original, not the remake. Share screen. First of all, I'm going to show you the original. There it is. You remember this one?
Oh yes.
One of the best Korean movies that I ever saw, Old Boy, and this is the remake with the guy that played Thanos. I forgot his name, believe.
Yeah.
Something breaks.
Josh Brolin.
Brolin, yeah.
I believe that it was. I'm not entirely sure. So, did any one of you saw this movie?
Yes.
Well, the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the remake yet.
Me neither. So, what did you like about the original? What was standing out?
It was fucked. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I love Asian movies. They all go out. They are just relentless when it comes to violence, and they were very creative with this, with violence in general in movies. So I remember that time. There's a lot of he started on a roof, and then he comes out of the suitcase, and he was confused and he lost his memory or something. I remember the part that that was one shot, and it was impressed me very much that he just with the hammer there was a group of people coming out of an elevator or something, and he beat them senseless with the hammer and whatever that he got his hands on, and it was all one shot. It took a couple of minutes. There was no cuts. There was no flashing with cameras around it. It's just one shot from one side, and he beat them all into submission in a very violent way. It was fantastically done. And I saw also the scene that he ate a live octopus, or maybe a
Yeah,
squid.
that scene was impressive.
Oh man, it was horrible. And of course, the terrible ending. This movie blew me away. It blew me away.
And the thing with the scene that it was shot with this like really really like narrow cinema effects, like the black things on
Right.
top and the bottom were really really close, and you had only this like big stripe full of action and people going in and out of the scene, and all in one shot, like you said. That must have been hard to film as well, like usually
Exactly.
like extras, once they're out of the view of the camera, they can just go and whatever, no, but there was no out of the camera, it was so wide, the lens on this particular scene, and it went for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it went on for a
That
very
was
long
awesome.
time. I mean, do we have pictures? I mean, look at that. This is just you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. It's a sick movie, and I love every second of it.
I love the part when he goes with the hammer and is about to beat someone, or like puts the hammer in the mouth against one of his tooth,
Yes,
and he just like does like this, but doesn't doesn't hurt him. And then he explains to the guy that he's torturing that sometimes your mind plays tricks on you, where if you are so sure that the pain is going to come just by the mere act of someone doing any movement, your brain will tell you that that actually happened, and you'll experience the pain as if someone pulled the teeth out of you. Like this kind of creepy things that were also included in the movie.
Yeah. I probably can't show it all, but this is the beginning of what I talked about.
Oh,
it's just okay. Let me skip a few. Maybe we'll want to get puppy strike. Oh yeah, let's. So he's getting beat up here, and then he stands up. Look at that, man. Skipping you a little bit more. Can I do it? Just give me a sec. So he's there on the ground. And they think, hey, we got him. You got him right. And then he
Back up.
he's got a knife in his back.
Yeah, they should just not try and remake anything from Asian cinema. They just can't do it as well.
And the tragic music as well. It's
yeah, the music was pretty good too. It's like you do it. No.
Okay, I had to stop before you get copyright strike. I urge everyone to watch this movie.
Yeah.
That movie is so fucking awesome.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And there's more gruesome stuff going on. So yeah, this is my pick because this sucks. This remake, it doesn't do it justice at all. Yeah,
I haven't seen it, so I was like,
I probably will end up watching it at some point because it's got Brolin in, and like Michael said, it's got Elizabeth Olsen in as well. So
yeah,
at some point I'll watch it, but yeah, I'm not expecting great things. Genuine Comics, they often keep remaking the older, forgotten movies because it's easier than to come up with new ideas. A lot has already been done, so why waste a good premise from 25 years ago if you can use it again? Yeah, I got no problem with that, like in terms of like a really old movie. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of my age. Like 20 years doesn't seem like a long time. Like from doing it from like the year 2000 onwards, it seems quite short. I don't know. Josh Brolin. Is that even a remake? That's Mummy. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Mummy. Yeah. Well, we talked about Mummy on last show. It's a load of shit. That's all there is to say about that.
yeah.
Saw both versions of Old Boy. First one's far superior.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen. Yes, I will watch anything with Elizabeth Olsen in. Old Boy's cool. Reboot. The Raid. Train
This is
to
good.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yes, Asian cinemas. Look, I love all of those. Train to Busan instantly become one of my favorite zombie movies of all time. Kingdom on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, it's fantastic.
It's great.
So good, so good. And the Raid is just a non-stop.
Raid 1 and
action
2. Raid 1 and 2. Yeah.
So good. See that? Maybe we need to do an Asian movie show coming up. I think.
Yeah.
Hit that like.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, monkeys. Make sure you hit the like button, guys.
Yes.
Max Work. Why should it be hard? It's just train and see actors on stage are acting long without takes as well. I think I was referring to the take times. There's also a movie called Kingdom that was made after a Japanese manga and was surprisingly fun.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah.
Marinus always kills ring.
Yeah.
Right, we didn't get a strike for that one, luckily. These guys taking shots. Successful foreign movies are almost always remade for US audiences. Many people don't usually watch anything foreign, right?
Oh yeah, there was one. What was Let the Right One In? That was like a pretty good horror movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the original and I haven't seen the new one, but I heard that the new one.
Cool. It's
Let
really
the
cool.
one.
They remade it, and it was Chloe Grace Moretz who played
Yes.
the girl in it, the vampire girl.
But I heard it was shit. The remake.
It was. They tried to make a one-on-one remake. Almost everything was the same except the acting, the impact, the music, everything else. That was, I believe, it was more a. Was it a not from Switzerland? But I forgot.
Sweden.
It was a Swedish movie, and it's a very great. It's a very, how do you say, a fun new take on vampires. It's not you see the teeth or something, or transforming into gruesome beings. No, this was very different, and I liked it very much.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was decent. Michael T says about the Dark Universe getting shot before even.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the problem is when you fuck up the first movie, there's not really many routes to go then, is there? Train to Busan is also in the sequel. Yeah, I've watched it. I've got it over there, Peninsula. They kind of tried to go an Americanized route with it. They turned it more into an action movie than it was like a horror movie, horror survival, which kind of took you out of it a bit because there was a lot more car chases and stuff like that. So the sequel's not as good. It was enjoyable watch, but it wasn't anywhere near as good as the original. So yeah, I'd agree with that, Dave. There's something else I was going to respond to, but yeah, that one. That was it, about the foreign movies always getting remade for the US. Yeah, do you think this is because they don't like reading? Like just reading subtitles?
Subtitles, yeah, that's mostly the problem. But I think the American US audience changed that a little bit, because there's a lot of Netflix movies that is with foreign language, like Kingdom, or come from another country like Germany or Sweden or Switzerland, and I think they are getting more accustomed to it. I'm not entirely sure, but when Kingdom gets a second season or maybe a third season, that means that on Netflix, that means it's a success, that people actually liked it. So yeah, I think they open up more to foreign spoken movies. I hope so.
They do put, because I always check like what's coming on Netflix, and there's always a ton of foreign stuff, but it's not just Asian stuff. Like you've got like Indian stuff as well, and stuff from like other European countries and stuff, which is cool, which is great, because like people should watch more world cinema. Jabba's here. All right, mate. How's it going, bud? Dracula Untold was the first Dark movie. Yeah, I thought Dracula Untold was all right. I didn't think it was super bad. But it was okay. Remaking foreign movies keeps the industry busy. People keep their jobs and can put their favorite actors in it. Yeah. Thing is, they do generally make money. Like you've got like Rec, for example, Spanish horror movie.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Fantastic. They remade it and they Americanized it into Quarantine. To be fair, Quarantine was alright. It wasn't a bad movie. It was alright. But again, it pales in comparison to the original. Because if you're ever copying someone else's idea, 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna do it better.
no.
It's just the way it is. Remake scared me personally the most is Magnum PI from 2018. The original was one of my favorite shows as a kid. The trailer for the new one hurt me alone physically. I've not seen it.
Me neither.
Here in Germany, we just dubbed the foreign movies. Yeah, I can't watch dub, man. It hurts me.
No, me neither.
Planet of the Apes first remake sucked. The second ones were good.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Yeah. Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
Right, what else?
I agree with that one. Yeah.
I feel that one of the mistakes that make with this Dark Universe is that they're trying to build like a franchise instead of trying to make good movies. This the Mummy, they should have been like they should have just tried to make like a decent movie instead of so desperately try to make a new cinematic universe.
Yeah. Well, this here was my last choice for remakes that shouldn't have been made. Basically, all the live action stuff Disney makes. There was no need of it. Don't get me wrong. Some of them are good. Some of them are really good movies. I like The Lion King, if I'm honest. The animated Lion King is one of my favorites of all time. But I actually liked the live action. Maleficent, I liked. But like the rest, the Jungle. Someone said about Jungle Book earlier. Yeah, they added a new depth to Shere Khan, which was nice. I like that. But there was no need of it. They're all plain and simple cash grabs. That was it.
Yeah, I saw the Maleficent one, and that was so boring and so nonsensical.
See, I like Maleficent. I don't know if it's because it's Angelina Jolie, but
I mean, she's hot and what have you, but I just thought the movie was super boring and like jumping from one point to the other. Like she was a baby and then she's like a child, and then like she wants to kill her, but then she's like feeling motherly feelings for her. It's like she's the daughter of the guy you hate the most in the universe, and now you've all like what?
yeah,
And boring.
anyway,
Yeah. So.
Anyway, to answer Max, yeah, I watch animated stuff, but it's for me when you dub over a voice, unless it's like someone that's very old, like you've got like the old westerns that were obviously filmed, and then dubbed over in a load of different languages, like some of the Clint Eastwood stuff. It's different, but nowadays, if I watch something dubbed and it doesn't line up with the mouth, it just really annoys me. I'd rather watch it in the original language.
Yeah.
I mean, animated is anyway dubbed by its own nature, no? Like you create the drawings and then later you put the voice according to the mouth movement of the animation. So it's like by its own nature.
Aladdin, yeah. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. All movies are dubbed anyways. The originals are not used.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Dark Souls back on the Dark Universe. Was from a period where everyone still thought they could copy Marvel's success. Yeah, in the cinema universe. Yeah. And Tree Goblins here. All right, buddy. Nice to have you with us. Right. So yeah, I'm not going to talk more about the Disney stuff because that was all there. And then I go on to the ones that should be remade. Does anyone want to put a suggestion forward before I start going into that? Anyone?
No,
I mean, there's a
go
lot of movies, but yeah, let's move on.
Okay. So this is ones that I think should get a remake. There was one reason I like the Catwoman movie. We shall say casting. That's all we'll say on that matter. But apart from that, it was a pile of crap. It was terrible, absolutely terrible.
I think I only like her in one movie. What's the hacker movie? That's probably the only movie I like her.
Oh, yeah.
And I only like her in one scene in that movie, to be honest.
But I feel like they could do a really good Catwoman movie if they followed the source material and they actually did a faithful adaptation.
Swordfish, yeah, Mr. Michael McCartney got it.
Yeah.
Password Swordfish. Yeah, that's the one I
Oh,
was
that's with
meaning.
Hugh Jackman as well, was it?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that actually. That's a good one.
John Travolta is in it.
Follow Bristolian Dave. Thank you. Follow Mr. Feed and
Thank you,
Marinus.
Mr. Officer.
Do
Thank you
follow
very
us on
much.
Twitter. I also have a Instagram as well. I post more movie stuff over on Instagram, so it's Bristolian_Dave, and more comic stuff on my Twitter. I don't know why I keep it separate like that. It's just it seems to work.
Well, if people click the link, they are going right to your page.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is why I gave Saul a spanner, man. He knows what he's doing. Dubbing should be done correctly, of course. That's something Americans can't work out somehow. Goldfish, yeah. Password Swordfish. The naked scene. And you agree? I do agree. Yeah, so I thought Catwoman should be one that could be remade. I thought I think, especially with the superhero movies at the moment, I feel like they've got the capability to remake it well, as long as they're faithful. But that seems to be the main sticking point, is the people they get in tend to not want to be faithful to any source material they're using, regardless if it's a comic or a novel or anything, basically.
Was this Catwoman in any iteration of the comic? What the thing with the movie? Like in the movie, they go into this like immortal cat spirit thing that I don't know, she's past lives and some crap like that. Was that part of the comic at some point? I thought she was just like a regular human that was just agile or something.
Not that
Like
I
in the movie, they go in
remember,
this
but
really
I
weird
haven't read.
direction.
Yeah, not that I remember, but I haven't read as much DC stuff as I have Marvel, so I don't know.
I'm the other way around. I love more DC than Marvel stuff.
Also, would you know that, Marinus? Like, is there like a comic, or is she like having some sort of secret power that has to do with like immortality or cats and past lives or something like
Catwoman?
that?
No. She's just a very good fighter in a cat costume. She's a burglar. She's a thief. That's it. She has no
Yeah.
powers.
Catwoman is a cat burglar. That's what it is. That's just
Yeah.
And yeah, Max works right. So faithful to source material. So not technically not a remake, an actual different movie. Which, several remakes starting. Scene from Barbed Wire. What else did I say? I said this movie, Green Lantern.
I like that one.
You know what? I think they got absolutely everything right with this movie, apart from the script. The casting was great. I thought Ryan Reynolds was perfect for the role. Sinestro, awesome. I think they got all that right, but they messed up the story. They just.
I think they tried to put like too much lore into one movie, like with the whole flying to the other planet, coming back, training, being on Earth, and this giant ball of face attacking Earth. Like it was just too much. Like they should have kept it more. I don't even know, like a beginning movie where he doesn't get to go to the other planet. Like he stays on Earth. He has to train here. Like he has to earn the right to go to the other planet. Something more contained, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they just. Yeah, I think you're right. They tried to do too much at once. I thought it was an average TV movie. Unnecessary special effects. I really enjoyed the animated show.
I love the casting of Sinestro. I think they were on point with that.
Yeah.
I love the Carol actress.
I think the casting was right. I think it was. It was just they couldn't bring it all together properly. They couldn't.
I think it was just too much CGI, and again relying on CGI way too much for this movie.
Well, there was a rumor. Apparently, Zack Snyder actually filmed a post-credit scene with the Green Lantern in it. But from what I understand, Warner Brothers told him, "You're not having that scene in the movie," and was literally like, "If you put that scene in there, like we're canceling the movie."
Really?
Just a rumor, mind. And I'm like, sounds like something they do, to be honest.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was actually with this movie. I was doing an internship in this movie in the art department and in the production department near the end. So I got like a little bit of an insider of what was going on. And I think one of the things that really screwed the movie is that halfway through production, like when they had like one week of shooting before they ended it, like they cut the budget by like, I don't know, like 30 million. They just called the director and say, by the way, we're cutting another 30 million because I don't know, whatever. So finish it with whatever money you have left, and good luck to you.
I
So
did like
there was
so
there was a lot of studio interference with this movie, and I feel like that also screwed up the movie. There were so many scenes that they wanted to film. Like they had that whole scene where he went to the planet again to train, and he would come back and he would fight these Parallax monsters in space and then on Earth. But they cut it all out because of all this budget studio interference.
Yeah.
What was next?
Oh,
look, more superhero stuff. This shit.
Oh god.
I'm not calling it Fantastic Four because it wasn't. It's Fantastic. That's the name.
Fantastic, yeah. Like, what's this reviewer was calling it? Jeremy Jans or someone else was calling it Fantastic.
Look what they did to it. Look, it's just Fantastic Four. Look what they did.
There are no redeeming qualities. Absolutely no redeeming qualities. No.
Yeah, just literally everything. Like that. No. Now, if they remake this, I'm telling you, Sue Storm, Emily Blunt, right? You need Reed Richards. It's got to be John Krasinski. Okay, those two have to be in it. That is my cast. I haven't decided on Johnny Storm yet. I don't know who I'd have as him, but I'd have someone.
Adria Silva, maybe
biological sibling of Sue Storm. Like how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, just white people, right? Just like in a comic, be faithful to the comic, no woke stuff, get it out. Yeah.
Fantastic Four suffered enough. Yeah. The worst movie I've ever seen. Fantastic Foreskin. What? Fant Four Stick. Not both of them are different. Okay. Yeah, so we'll skip that one out. That's nasty. Now I thought
you know what? I was thinking of that movie too when I was doing my research of Event Horizon. The guy who did the Fantastic movie, he made the how do you say? He made a pretty cool movie called Chronicle. It was like a first person view.
I like Chronicle. It had I can't remember the kid's name. He played Green Goblin in the
which one?
Spider-Man.
From Sam Raimi?
Spider-Man 2, I think it was.
No, the other one.
Oh, Tom Holland? No, David Hahn?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. He played
Hahn.
The kid he played Green Goblin.
Yeah.
He was in Chronicle when he was younger.
But he was also that guy from Valerian.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Exactly that one.
Yeah.
So Josh Trank, the guy who directed this movie, he was actually a pretty good director with Chronicle, and I think that he just how do you say when he said he bit more than he could chew with a Fantastic.
Well, he said apparently he said the studio fucked him over basically.
Right.
I believe that. Yes.
Apparently.
Maybe, but
then you do hear about studios doing these shitty things, like you said about cutting the budget last minute to Green Lantern. So it's like, well, part of me believes and part of me doesn't, because sometimes it can just be sour grapes.
Well, I think all the studio they pull up some dirty shit, but at some point, you as a director, you gotta learn to deal with that. Only that sometimes they pull some really shady shit, and sometimes like you can deal with it.
Yeah, but I suppose
I don't know. I think Josh Trank was just too young for this movie, Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but they were trying to make it young and hip and politically correct and all that crap, and it just doesn't work, because when you take an older property that was made back when those things weren't really things and try and bring it up to date, it doesn't work. It just doesn't, because then you change the whole dynamic of the actual characters and story.
Right. He has some controversial things to say on Twitter as well. He just, go full in defense mode and, say some stupid shit about, whatever.
That's not a good thing.
He believes he shot himself in the foot with this one. Yeah.
But there are some pretty good. Also, I don't know if I'm like love particular scenes of movies more than the whole movie. There are some particular scenes in this movie that are quite horrific. It's almost like a body horror movie
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than a Fantastic Four movie.
I
You know,
think
with
that's
them
what
transforming at the beginning. It's actually
yeah.
quite well done and creepy.
They were trying to go dark with it, like dark and just dark and realistic, basically. But yeah, sure. Chris says do they have different fathers? I think one was adopted, or they both were adopted, something like
Yeah, they
that. I
made
think
some
they got
stuff
that
up
around
to
it.
have a black character in there because, well, shenanigans. I mean, it's bullshit.
Yeah. Why don't they make Richard black?
I
They
know
don't
that's
have
the
to come
thing.
up with
If
a
they want,
stupid.
yeah. Sorry, mate. Can't go.
Oh, no, sorry, no, you.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So if they wanted to make Johnny Storm black, then you make Sue black
Right.
because they're brother and sister. All right. So if you're gonna do it properly. Don't do it fucking half-assed. You don't. A lot of the time, they do these things to get a reaction out of people. That's what I'm finding nowadays is they do these things just to get a reaction. They're not doing it for actual diversity. They're doing it for reaction. That's it. To get the headlines. Oh, alt-right people hate Fantastic Four. And then no one went to
Because
fucking
black
see it anyway because it was
people.
shit. So
Yes. I
what's
love those headlines where like white males, this movie is not for you. Cut to a
oh
couple of weeks
yeah,
later. Why aren't any white males watching this movie?
same with comics. I don't like my politics. They don't buy my
Heck,
books. All right, fine. You don't buy
got
books.
it.
Why aren't you buying my books? Well, you told me not to because I don't like your politics. Make up your mind. What do you want? This was one of my picks. I love this movie. But
Yeah, me too.
I do think it's time for a remake. But again, if they remake it, they have to do it properly. This is my problem with remakes is they don't want to do them properly. They don't want to follow the actual source material. There's plenty of source material for Masters of the Universe. That's it. That's it.
I love Dolph Lundgren in this role. I love the guy who played Skeletor.
Yeah.
I love the whole cast, by the way. Although it is nothing. Well, it has only Masters of the Universe in name only, but I don't know. It's just pure cheese. It's pure fun. With it has a very comic book feel or cartoonishly feel, movie style with all these crazy characters, and I loved every second of it. Even the special effects, who was pretty bad, but I don't know. It just worked for this movie. It just is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It was a good, enjoyable movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice to have an up-to-date thing with good quality CGI practical effects
Right.
added in now. But problem is, who would you get? I feel like if they remade this now, they would absolutely destroy it. That's the issue. I feel like they
Oh
would put
yeah.
so much woke shit
Yeah, they
into it.
probably make them in black.
Yeah, and I it just or
It would be a
Skeletor.
movie about He-Man handing over the sword to a black woman in a wheelchair and how she would beat him up without
Yeah.
effort or something like
Even
that.
patriarchy.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
Cutting
I
off
heard
his balls
they're gonna
first and
make
then
that
giving the
movie.
sword to her.
Yeah.
Oh, people got a lot to
Frank
say on
Langella.
that.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
What was saying? Masters had the same problem like the other. At the end, they cut the money, tore down the sets, and left the director with nothing to finish the last battle. That is why it is the way it is. Yeah, that's the problem. See, Dolph
There was
Lundgren
a-
was not gay enough. Loving Masters of the Universe. Yeah, me too. I was very young when I saw it. Remember, I didn't get it. It was nothing like the cartoon I loved. Yeah, it was pretty different from the cartoon. Didn't like the old Masters movie. It's in space. Let's make them go to Earth. But one day, fucking hell, it'd help if I could read. But yeah, but one today would probably be even more of a mess. Yeah. Read is Netflix movie deal. What was that? Is that Netflix movie deal or over with the Masters? I don't know. I say this is a fourth world movie. They used boom tubes. Yeah. See,
There's a documentary that people should look. It's called "The Power of Grayskull: the definitive history of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe."
okay.
So yeah, maybe people should check that out if they are just geeks like me. I'll probably come check it. I got a fun remake. Well, fun. I want them to remake because although I watched all those movies, I absolutely hate them. That makes no sense, I know, but I just can't stand these movies at all. Let me share it. Here we go. Probably all of you can see it. It's Transformers. Can't stand it. Can't stand the protagonist. Can't stand the humans. I love the voiceovers from the original cast, like Optimus Prime and I believe why am I forgetting? I'm forgetting the names. Well, the cast, but I can't stand, oh, we have to go military. I can't stand the director who made this movie into a Fast and the Furious franchise, but then with Transformers. Visually, it looks spectacular, but the whole, the part with the humans, it reminds me of Godzilla when the humans has a lot of, talking and drama that nobody cared about. Everybody wants to see Transformers or Godzilla fuck up shit, fighting each other against Megatron. That's the one. And then now they're gonna, I don't know. It just needs to die. Somebody needs, somebody needs to take over the franchise and make a proper, transforming movie, on their home planet, with Unicron and the battle between good and evil. I don't know. Just throw some budget there, 3-4 million, and about it. Just make an epic, Transformer on Cybertron movie. It would be great. But hey, who am I? Yeah. Then I want this to be remade. Doom.
Oh, me too. Yes.
Good pick.
I watched the one with Carl Urban and The Rock. It was pretty bad. Then was a remake that showed a lot of woke trash. It's going to be the best Doom ever, and they kind of kick white man's ass as usual. It flopped tremendously, and it's also forgettable because when I looked up this picture, I was forgetting this Doom has already a remake, but it was so bad it just been tucked away in a corner or something. So
Doom
I hope they make
Annihilation, no? What's the name?
Yeah, something like that. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
but
I think I got it on Blu-ray.
Well, this one or the bad one? Well, this is bad one.
I think both.
What is it with you and bad movies, man?
I don't know, man. Every 90% of the stuff I buy I haven't seen before. But yeah, no, I agree on those picks. They are both.
Are you one of the guys that, just like me, hey, there's a new comic book or book coming out, let's buy it and then put it on the shelf and never touch it again? Because the next one is also out, coming in a week or so.
Yeah, basically.
So you're a hoarder.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I've seen your reviews of some comics that it's like, where do you get this stuff? Like, this is so absolutely random. Like, like maybe you bought the only one copy in existence of some of these comics you've been reviewing.
Right, we'll see what
The last one you reviewed looked pretty decent, but like, yeah, pretty.
Masters Universe series could be Game of Thrones in space.
No, in space. That's how it's.
Yeah, G.I. Joe.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Howling 2 to 6. They should all be remade. Yeah. High. Lots of highs. Godzilla versus Megatron.
Yeah.
That'd be. Why not?
I have to disagree. Visually, they look like shit. Maybe the technical aspects look somehow good, but the designs are ass. Those are no Transformers.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I only talked about the action scenes that look spectacular, and then the CGI. Like I said before, it is. You know what? And the designs are not. I'm an old school Transformers fan. I love the original designs, the clunky, square designs instead of everything's transforming on every part of the body. I don't like that. But hey, it was. Yeah, it is what it is.
Like Jabba said, Doom was remade. I would say Event Horizon was a Doom stand-in. Doom Annihilation had a very low budget, as I understand. The Doom movie needs some money behind it to make it work. Yeah, it needs to be a big blockbuster. Like if they're gonna do it. Doom movie, you guys are so odd. We are pretty odd, I suppose. And then more highs. Like to see the chat talking with each other. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see you've got one there, Mr. Feed. Are you looking to share? Let's have a look.
Oh,
See.
sure.
Oh,
We
yeah.
were talking about this one the other day, and
Right.
Mr. Officer was not very happy with
Dungeons
me
and
about
Dragons.
this pick. But I kind of like this one. It was one of them that's so bad, but it's almost fun in its own little way. This is like the third Dungeons and Dragons, by the way, the Book of Vile Darkness, which I think the movie has like by the end like nothing to do with this dreaded book. But I don't know. I put on a tiny bit of the trailer, just like a few seconds of the trailer, so you get an idea of how over the top ridiculous this is. So I hope the sound is sharing. You'll have to tell me.
Right, go for it.
Oh God. What the hell is that?
There we go.
this,
Exploding Doom.
What the hell is that?
this is some of the better effects in the freaking movie. So, like the acting is so bad where she's preparing the spell. Like this is one of the protagonists, and I don't know what the hell she's doing, but she's like kind of preparing a spell or something. What the hell is that?
Jesus Christ.
That's like she's like what, and then the hands are there, and then the guy explodes like. And the whole movie is like that. Like also the plot is like completely nonsensical. It's this guy who's trying to save his father, and in order to become, how to say, join this group of bandits, he has to do some evil deeds. And it's supposed to be, like very dramatic, like, oh, I'm a good guy, I'm lawful good, or whatever, like words they use for this kind of thing. And now, in order to be part of this group, I have to kill one innocent man. So they're like in a bar, and he just stands up and murders someone. Like, what?
All right.
What the hell, man? Oh yeah. So I don't know. This is one between so bad it's good and a decent remake. Like with a decent budget would be amazing for some dark fantasy.
It's cool.
I'm not sure if this should be remade, but I'm up for something new. I mean, a good Dungeons and Dragons movie, yeah, that could work. Or maybe, I don't know, a Gauntlet, from the computer games. It would be cool. What else? I love medieval stuff. If they make a good medieval stuff movie, I'm all down for that. Yeah.
Me too.
Well, Michael refers to Bumblebee. Says that they proved they could do the G1 Transformers the whole time, but they just didn't. I have to admit, Bumblebee I actually really enjoyed. Superman 4 should be remade.
Yeah.
On that tomorrow. That's a point. Wooly and Stat will go over to Wooly's channel. If Soul be kind enough to find the Terror Comics channel and post a link, so people
With
can go.
Solar Man or something.
David,
what is wrong with you?
I guess he doesn't like Dungeons and Dragons. Sorry.
Also, you need to show us on the beanie where you hit your head, apparently.
all right. I'll lay off the Dungeons and Dragons forever. I'm sorry.
Michael T, the only decent D&D movie, as far as the brand goes, was the second one, Wrath of the Dragon God. Okay, never seen that.
Okay.
More Superman 4, like the comment, but when I actually saw the movie, no. And Michael T knows this because he's been a D&D player for 30 years. That's commitment.
Wow.
All right.
I'll be honest, right? You've been a D&D player longer than I've been alive.
Wow. What does that say, Dave? What does that say?
It says I'm so young.
Nice comeback. Nice comeback.
Do fans still care about The Last Airbender? That was the first movie I saw. I love the anime. Anime/cartoon, whatever you want to call it, because it was technical Nickelodeon, but I think it's an anime, whatever. But the live action, was shite. So I don't know about a remake for that. It's neglected. Yeah, neglected. I'll tell you off screen a minute. I have a lot of points on this one. I'm going to go on objective when I talk at such low hanging fruit. Okay, there we go. Terra Comics. Thank you very much, Sol. Mod extraordinaire.
There's one, well, actually 3 movies that needs to have a remake ASAP. I'm not going to share it. You know all what I mean and who I mean.
Okay, can I guess? Can I guess with my last?
Yeah, I just gave it away.
I think we might be talking about the same. Are we talking about this by any chance?
Yes.
Yes. How do I
you got a
know?
washing machine.
Yes, absolutely right. There's a pile of wank. It's not good, man. The first one had promise, and then they fucked the rest up just horribly. I'll let you take it, mate, because it just angers me.
Yeah.
Go on,
David. You are the rational between us. So, Mr. Feed, you are the rational between us, because when I look at this, my blood is gonna rise a lot.
I absolutely hated. Also, the one I hated the most was the last one, the Rise of Skywalker. I thought it was poorly shot. The plot was nonsensical. The part where it had like horses on top of a fucking spaceship, riding. What the this is like, okay, we're out of ideas. We're just gonna put whatever shit, and you're gonna buy it because it's Disney. Like the Emperor having like a meeting of all the Sith together. What? Yeah, no. Like, I mean, for my taste, The Last Jedi, at least the cinematography was pretty good. Like the camera work and the colors, everything was decent, let's say. No, actually, it was pretty well done. And the first one had promise. But other than that, like, what they did to Luke Skywalker, like milking some creatures on a desert island. And they had some good scenes in The Last Jedi. There was a scene where she kind of messes up. She's like training and she almost kills someone or something like that happened, and they took that out of the movie because they wanted no scene where she appeared to be weak.
Yeah,
and that was probably one of the few good things. Would have been one of the good things where she actually makes a mistake, learns something out of it that serves her well later in the movie. But like, no, take it out because she's a Mary Sue. She has to be like women empowerment, blah blah blah. It's like every little. I don't know. And also the thing they did with Finn, like in the first movie, they laid the ground for like, okay, in the next movie, he's gonna be the hero. He's going to stand up. He's a stormtrooper. He knows how to shoot. He knows how to drive. He knows how to use a lightsaber. Like that would have been something new to have like a character that knows a little bit of all these different aspects of Star Wars. But no, they just throw him away and then what? Like, it's The Last Jedi. I think that's the one that starts where he's like with all this bubble wrap and leaking fluid everywhere on the movie. Like that's how the movie starts.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, man? Could you shit some more on your main character from the last movie? I mean,
yeah. But it's so annoying, man, because the first one actually felt a little bit like a Star Wars movie. The first one had the elements. And look at the posters, right? So you got the posters. The first poster, right? You got your Sith on there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You got Rey in the middle. Cool. She's not holding a lightsaber. She's got a big stick, right? And then at the back there, with the lightsaber, who is that?
Finn.
Exactly. Finn's got the lightsaber. So this is telling us Finn's going to be the Jedi who takes on the Sith. Second poster. Look, there's Finn down in the corner there. You don't fucking matter. Last poster, he's not even seen. Like, it's just... and it's like, well, hold on. Aren't you supposed to be... They're the ones that are, as well, I'm going to go on a little rant here. They're the ones that are pushing the whole diverse thing and how people are racist if they don't like Star Wars or sexist or whatever. And it's like, well, hold on. You had a black character and you fucked him up. You literally took the story out from underneath him and hid him for the rest of the movie. Yeah. Like for the next 6 hours, you practically ignored the guy.
They made him into the comic relief almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They practically made him into the Jar Jar Binks of the movie. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. People wanted Finn to be the one to fight Kylo.
Yeah, he even fought him in the Force Awakens.
Yeah. And then they were like, actually, nah, we'll take this lightsaber off and we'll give it to Rey, and Rey can be the person. And then suddenly she becomes amazing overnight without any training or anything. And it's like, you look at the second poster there. Look at Luke. Okay, Luke looks like he could potentially be on the dark side in that pit.
Yeah.
But instead, he's just a titty sucker, a cow titty sucker, and that's it. What on that poster tells you that guy is just going to be sucking off a cow? Okay, it's just.
I just hate everything that it represents. I mean, when you say it's going to be a fun movie, when the first one, I was a little bit skeptical because maybe people wanted to have a good Star Wars movie for so long that a lot of people had, maybe some rose-colored glasses on it, to they wanted to be good. And I agree, there are some fun bits, but it started off with a stormtrooper that is suddenly, in horror or in shock that people is getting killed. I mean, that was my first thought. I mean, how can you be a stormtrooper even though you are on the Empire side? You know what the Empire is and who they represent, and you know that they are doing atrocities across the galaxy. And now you are a stormtrooper, and you have a gun, and then you are surprised that people are getting mowed down. I mean, come on. And then, of course, he takes the Millennium Falcon or a TIE fighter. He survives. They go into the Millennium Falcon. They do extraordinary stuff with that, although they never flown it. Some stuff like that. I mean, Rey. I love the visuals, by the way, but they wanted to have a protagonist that could be anything, can do anything, and they fucked it up.
Yes.
Fucked it
No,
up.
and the thing, you're right about that. Like he gets traumatized by, oh my God, the First Order, whatever, murders people, and the first thing he does right after that is he grabs a gun and starts mowing down his former, work
Yeah,
colleagues,
his
basically.
colleagues.
Yes,
It's
he's
like,
like
hold on.
murdering thousands
Yeah.
of them, shooting left and right, exploding half of the station. Like gleefully, like laughing while he's killing all these people. But oh no, he was, he was traumatized because people die in war. Oh no.
He went from eating a sandwich with him at lunchtime to shooting him an hour later, like because he suddenly felt bad about what he was doing. It's like, hold on, what are you doing, man? Come on,
what was the whole thing with the hand and the blood and so deep?
Yeah, it's just terrible writing. Unfortunately, it's nothing. Oh,
I feel the scene with the salt in the second movie. I felt that was almost like self-reflecting. Like they knew that people were gonna hate it. They were like, oh no, like, wait, is this salt? No, there's a scene where they say something about the salt. I think it's almost like the director self-reflecting how much people were gonna hate this piece of trash.
Yeah, it was just. Yeah, so I think out of all movies, this is the one that needs the reboot, but only once it gets into someone's hands who's capable of doing it. I don't think there's any other ones at the moment. They're not. Not unless they need someone like Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, the ones who did The Mandalorian. They need someone like that to be given the reins and left to do what they want with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, but they won't. That's the problem. So yeah, everyone hates Star Wars now, unless you're a fake fan. Yeah. So that was that.
True that.
Any other suggestions for what's the chat saying? That was Star Wars talk now. Last Jedi broke my enthusiasm and interest for anything Star Wars, and I was a huge fan since the very beginning of the franchise. Yeah. Hashtag bring back George. Star Wars is dead. People are still in shock and can't let go, but all they got left is cheering for mediocrity. At best, people should start making their own fan films with modest budget. There are some decent ones. I think Bat in the Sun. I think they did. I know they did something with Darth Maul, which was quite good actually. I can't remember what it was. How'd you fuck up Star Wars? Asked Disney. Yeah. I can't pronounce that word. On Bristolian, the Trioculus arc, Star Wars children's book, deep cuts are better than the Disney trilogy.
I don't know those ones. I don't know.
Yeah, Michael T's big Star Wars dude. I think you got a lot of. I think Mike's got a lot of like fandom menace connections and stuff, so he's quite in it. So he knows what he's talking about when it comes to shit Star Wars.
Well, when it comes to fan-made things, I don't know if you've seen this. If you're into the 40K universe, Warhammer 40K, a fan made a couple of movies called Astartes. Astartes Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably one of the best fan-made sci-fi things ever. So anyone in the chat or looking at this in replay, go check them out. They're pretty cool. There's just like a 20 seconds is the first part, like 40 seconds is the second part, 1 minute is the third part. They're super short, but they're like insanely well done. And it's fan-made. Like just one dude.
So says, I like lightsaber replica websites for a good chuckle. They look like shower heads and cost $300, but fans will pay that and praise substandard movies. Yeah. Right. Well.
Right.
Oh, no. One more chat. What's Michael saying now? They were about the Emperor's son that had a third eye, and he was hunting for Darth Vader's indestructible gauntlet in the wreckage of the second Death Star. See, I've always wanted to read the Star Wars books, but there's so much of them. I was like, where the hell do I start? The guy who did Astartes was just hired by Game Workshop, Mr. Feed.
Yes, I heard of that. Which sucks because now he pulled all those movies from his YouTube channel.
No.
So it sucks for us, I guess. Good for him, but it sucks for us. But you can, I mean, if you put Astartes on YouTube, you'll find, like part 1 to 5 all in one from other people.
Okay. That's all that. All right. Well, I think we pretty much covered everything. We went over especially like the big stuff, Star Wars. Unless the chat's got any other suggestions, or you guys got any suggestions, we can do a little shill around.
I had some suggestions, but we all went over them. And I was also thinking of Doom and some of the movies you brought up.
There is one movie that I hate to had a remake, but also I'm glad I had a remake, and that's The Thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there is an original movie, I believe that, Jesus, I forgot. The Thing That Came from the Sky, the Thing That Came from Outer Space is the original. Then I believe the 80s movie with The Thing with Kurt Russell was the best. And then after that was another thing called The Thing that was basically a very bad remake. So, yeah, I love the 80s thing. It's one of the best horror movies ever made, body horror, if you can call it that. It's a fantastic movie. It didn't deserve a remake at all because it is fine as it is. It's great as it is. So, yeah, that's my pick. That is what I wanted to shout out.
Yeah, I love the one with Kurt Russell. Yeah, fantastic film.
Yeah.
But like I said, I love the body horror stuff. Some of it is just so fucked up, but it's great.
Yeah.
And it was all practical effects.
Exactly.
That's also the really cool thing.
Second.
Oh, was it a prequel? Okay, I didn't know that. But it basically was the same thing, right? I mean, there's a lot of, things that happen in the prequel, quote unquote prequel, that has the same, visual elements that, the 80s movie has, when I believe then, I don't know, I don't remember, but I believe it looked a lot like the original. Well, the second original. I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah.
The second one is supposed to be a prequel, and some of what I found more or less cool is that you see monsters in the first movie, the one with Kurt Russell. When they go to the other station, they see the carcasses of some of the monsters.
Yeah.
And they look like super fucked up and everything. And in the second one, also the prequel, that one, you get to see these monsters live as they are attacking the people and everything. So it's the story of this other station that the one that Kurt Russell finds later on in the movie.
Yeah. But was the prequel also not the version that when the doctor or whoever that is just wants to examine the body, and then the body opens up and then chews off the hands. Wasn't that in the so-called prequel as well? The same scene?
No.
Okay,
No.
then I messed up.
No, the one with the defibrillator where he's like that and the
Yes.
thing opens and that's in the original.
Okay, so not in the remake.
No, also they have similar stuff, but it's more like CGI.
Yeah, that looked
They
bad.
have it, like two guys that are like melted together and they start walking backwards while they're like they're cheek to cheek like that. It looks so stupid
No.
in the sequel.
No, not my thing.
No, but they have also some of the scenes were pretty decent. Like there's one scene in the elevator where the guy just starts to break into like pieces, but like all like his whole face starts to open like a mouth with interconnected pieces. I thought that was a pretty cool scene in the prequel, sequel, whatever.
Yeah. Ugh, terrible. But yeah, that's it.
One
the Mouth of Madness. Yeah, I need to see that. It's really cool.
I haven't seen that one, but I've heard it's good.
That's a very good one. With the same actor that was in the same in the Event Horizon. I forgot his name.
Sam, like the guy from Jurassic Park, right?
No.
Yes.
See, I've not even seen Event Horizon, and I know that.
Oh man,
sorry.
I'll let you off. It's fine. I can see. All right, so I think we start wrapping it up now because we've got some shilling to do, I believe, with a. Oh look, what is that?
There you go. What's this? I'm logged in. Well, hopefully there's no revealing information. This is my campaign, Red Eyes 2, Obsidian Fire. That's the title of this chapter in particular. It's an R-rated dark fantasy saga, and none of the pictures are loading. Okay, whatever. Fantastic shilling. We're off to a good start. Well, anyway, if you go to Indiegogo and type Red Eyes 2, you'll find it. This is my love letter to all things Freshetta, to all these, like old Conan the Barbarian movies and Fire and Ice movies and this kind of stuff. It's no woke shit garbage around here. It's just a good story. There's no politics, no social issues.
What?
Just a good story. That's it.
No,
that's unheard of. And just the final, I have a YouTube channel where I do occasional reviews and some live streams, some gaming streams that I've been doing. The same, David Feed. So you type David Feed in the YouTube search machine, you'll find it. I just like to rant about movies and games and my weird opinions, like I kind of like The Last Jedi and that sort of crap. So there you go. That's the shit. Okay, that's it.
Right. So then I need to shill mine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share it.
If you want,
No, why not? I mean, shilling is the best thing, right? Promoting yourself. Let people know what you are working on. Well, I had worked on Blackheart Manor. It's a fantastic magazine. It's black and white. It's a horror. It's a body horror, if you will, Lovecraftian horror about 3 firefighters try to rescue a girl from the clutches of an evil cult. There's something that wants to kill you, wants to eat you, and there's some nice love, family feelings. If you like that kind of stuff, some lovey-dovey stuff, but also a lot of blood and guts, and that's exactly what people want. It's still in demand. Normally we would close it this month, but the artist is moving right now, so we're gonna extend it a little bit. There's no word about how long, but so if you want to jump on board, that's fantastic. It's I think it's pretty cheap for a 43 page comic. It's a big book, and with big I mean the format. Like I said, it's magazine style, and you can see the art preview pages. The book is almost completely done. I should say jump on board if you like what you are seeing. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at DarkSidesComics. I also have a YouTube page, and my YouTube page is more like I'm doing unboxing videos. I talk about comics. I do movie streams sometimes. Well, I got only one movie stream, but mostly streaming about comics. Also, I like older comics, because I'm an old guy and I like old stuff. I like 80s, 90s comics, mid 2000s. I also review some newer comics, but not from Marvel because I hate Marvel. Marvel is trash. Don't buy Marvel. Just buy indie comics or old comics that you love, that you grew up with. Fuck Marvel. Fuck DC. Fuck Marvel. Buy my comic. Thanks for watching.
If you
Subscribe to my
don't like my politics, please buy my comics.
Please buy my comics.
Even if you don't like
Even
my
if you
It's a
politics.
hate
fucking good
politics,
comic.
buy it anyway.
Buy it
Exactly.
anyway. Even if you like politics. I'm neutral. I hate politics. So subscribe to my channel if you want. I think you will have seen some fun there. I've got a lot of different topics. And I like you as a member, as a subscriber.
Awesome.
What have we here?
I've actually got something to show, which is weird. So this is Twisted Fairy Tales. It's an anthology book put out by the Bargain Bin CGUK team. So we do a show every Monday night on Aria Black's channel and Jacobus Gotex. So the main team's me, Jacobus, Aria, Rob Price, and Love Pigeon. Likes to fly in every now and again. Good guy. And so this is an anthology of fairy tales, but with a twist. So not suitable for children. This book is actually got a new cast of people that are looking to break into comic books. So you've got myself. So I've read a story for this. Each story is between 3 and 8 pages, so they're condensed, but they're good quality things. So as it says here, it's more than a comic book anthology from awesome creators. It's also an opportunity for unpublished creators to showcase their work and continue towards their dreams. Nice little writing by Jacobus there. Each story has a twist ending that will hopefully be a great surprise to everyone. So some are comedy, some are horror, some are more of a mix. You have to wait and see. You can see some of the creators we've got there. Jacobus, myself, Rob, Aria, Love Pigeon. You got Demo Vizerac, Never CG UK guy. It says Neum, but that is Neve. That's how you pronounce it. It's Welsh. Lord Eric, Dave Hingley, and we've got more to come. We've got other people working on stuff as well. You can see the trailer on here as well. I'll let you guys watch that in your own time. This was done a little while ago, so it was at 24 pages. It's now 30 something, and it's literally growing pretty much every day. At the moment, it could end up being quite a chunky book. But as a way for us new guys basically to get out there and get everything, get our stories out there and get ourselves known, so then when we launch our individual projects as well, we can do that. But we're planning on making this a thing. So this is, I think, as far as I'm aware, it's the first time a YouTube show has actually come together to produce a book.
Right.
So
nice.
we're planning on doing more anthologies as well after this, which is really cool. So you can go sign up now. All signups will receive a free art print with every physical back-in. So if you back the book, you get an art print.
Is there, for example, I'd love to submit something to this, but is there like a list of fairy tales, or it's just like, okay, a fairy tale and it doesn't matter? Do you have like a list, like, all right, we already have Pinocchio,
we do have certain ones that are done. I tell you what, if you follow, so obviously, if you follow myself, Jacobus, Aria Blackness, and Love Pigeon, and Rob Price, we've also actually got a CG UK Bargain Bin Twitter page.
Right.
So,
yeah,
for the actual YouTube show. So we're running a competition, which I think I told you about, Dave. So if you want to write a script that is between 3 and 8 pages long, it doesn't necessarily have to be in comic script form if you're not used to doing that, or you can't do that. If you submit just a story and we can help you develop that into an actual comic script, submit it, and then we go through all the entrants, and if we find one we really like, potentially more than one, we haven't decided yet, we'll actually get it made and put it in the book, so you can actually get a story in a book for yourself. So I'll see if I can grab a list of all the characters, but I think because each one's got a different twist, we might have more than one story per fairy tale. So we might have like 2 Red Riding Hood stories because they're quite different and with different twists. So potentially, if you've got an idea, it might not matter if we've already got a story, as long as it's not like the same type of thing, basically. But I'll get
Right.
you a list as well. So if you follow me on Twitter, I'll do that. And of course, my YouTube channel. You guys know where it is. You're watching the show as it is, so you know to sub to that. What's this? Sugar Chris says, when you coming on one of my streams to talk about the anthology? Hopefully very soon. Very soon. I've got a few things to move around, and we will be moving around and doing shows. And I definitely want to get on your show, Chris. So I'll be coming on. We'll try and arrange something for that, mate. Speaking of twists, as much as I hate M Night for some pointless twist endings, movies I've recently watched Glass. Yeah, I bought that actually the other day.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Very nice.
Sugar Crush, an invitation to a sugar rush, so to speak. Subscribe to Chris. Yes, do that. He's a top bloke. Miles always twitch when I hear the word twist.
Yeah, and by the way, follow people in the chat. By the way, there's a lot of cool YouTubers, follow great creators, great people to follow. Follow each other, guys. Man, let's build this community and do something fun with each other, all right? Not in a sexual way, I mean.
Or maybe also in a sexual, but mainly YouTube.
That's good fantasy, right?
Yeah. So that's that. I'll get rid of that. Boom. So yeah, definitely sign up to that. And like I said, guys, I'll I think most of the people in the chat already follow me on Twitter. I'll repost. I think I reposted recently actually the CG UK Bargain Bin Show Twitter on there. So if you go on my Twitter, you'll be able to find it through there. And generally, we follow you back too. So yeah. So I think that about wraps it up, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
Anything else you guys want to?
No, it is actually a pretty fun stream, right? I mean, we have some highlights.
About this.
Yeah, people enjoyed it, I hope. So I hope these people, the same people or even more, come back next week. I try to be there as well. I cannot say for sure, and when it comes to my work, so I work with different shifts. So yeah, I'm happy that you guys were here and listened to our complaining the whole time, or have some valuable criticism. And maybe you find some movies that you find interesting that you want to experience for yourself, like the Event Horizon, for instance. It's a really cool movie. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. And if you want to subscribe to our channels and Twitter, also thank you for that as well.
Well said.
There we go.
Yep.
See, I don't think I can add any more to that. So I think right there. Thank you very much, guys, and we will see you next time.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Next time.